Ever wondered how the recent US inflation data impacts the economy and, more importantly, your finances? Let's dive into it. The recent economic news has been buzzing about the US inflation data, with a notable rise in the Consumer Price Index by 3.1% in November. Now you may ask, what's the Consumer Price Index? Well, it's a tool that measures the average change over time in the prices paid by urban consumers for a basket of consumer goods and services. It's like the economic thermometer for our cost of living. Investors, economists, and policymakers keep a keen eye on this index as it's a key gauge of inflation. And speaking of policymakers, all eyes are now on the Federal Reserve, as the financial world eagerly awaits their policy announcement. So, with the Consumer Price Index on the rise, what does this mean for the economy and your wallet? Let's delve deeper. A rising inflation rate can have various impacts on the economy. Let's unpack this. When inflation rises, the purchasing power of the dollar decreases. This means that each dollar you hold buys a smaller percentage of a good or service. As a result, consumers might cut back on spending, which could slow economic growth. Now let's talk about interest rates. In response to higher inflation, the Federal Reserve might increase interest rates to slow down the economy and bring inflation back to its target level. Higher interest rates make borrowing more expensive, which can also lead to a decrease in spending. But what about investments? Well, the stock market often reacts negatively to higher inflation. Investors start worrying about future interest rate hikes and might decide to pull their money out of stocks. Just recently, traders have been keeping a close eye on the Fed, anticipating signals on potential rate cuts. Yet, despite these challenges, it's important to remember that inflation is a normal part of a growing economy. While it can cause short-term uncertainties, it can also lead to adjustments and opportunities in the market. While inflation can be a cause for concern, it's not all doom and gloom. Let's see how this affects your finances. Inflation doesn't just impact big corporations or the stock market, it trickles down to your finances too. It's like a silent burglar, sneaking into your wallet and stealing the purchasing power of your hard-earned dollars. Every time inflation ticks up, the cost of goods and services follows suit. That loaf of bread, your morning coffee, even your Netflix subscription, they all become a little bit more expensive. And it's not just about the price of living. Inflation can also gnaw away at your savings and investments. When prices rise faster than your earnings, your savings lose their buying power. Your investments, too, need to outpace inflation to truly grow. Recent data from Bank of America Securities points to a selling trend among investors. This suggests that many people are feeling the pinch and adjusting their financial strategies. But remember, it's not all doom and gloom. Inflation is just one piece of the economic puzzle. With the right knowledge and smart strategies, you can navigate these choppy financial waters. It's about staying informed, making wise investment decisions, and sometimes, simply riding out the storm. Inflation can be a tricky beast to navigate, but with the right knowledge and strategies, you can weather the economic storm. Facing the inflation storm head-on requires a keen understanding of the financial landscape and a well-thought-out strategy. So, how can you protect your finances in a climate of rising prices? First, consider investing in inflation-protected securities. These are bonds whose principal increases with inflation, ensuring your investment keeps pace with the rising cost of living. Second, diversify your portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different asset classes to mitigate risk. Third, consider investing in stocks. Companies can often pass on the cost of inflation to consumers, which can lead to increased profits and higher stock prices. Finally, keep an eye on the Federal Reserve. Their policies can have a significant impact on inflation and the overall economy. These are just a few strategies to consider. Remember, it's important to do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any major investment decisions. Inflation can be a tough beast to tackle, but with the right tools and strategies, you can protect your finances and even come out ahead. If you have found this video helpful so far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Your support greatly helps us to continue bringing you insightful content like this. Stay tuned for more.